And now, for the 100th time, I'm gonna try and make this video. I swear! Like, I've tried many times to do this video, but it's the same shit happens over and 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 over again. My phone keeps turning off. Someone keeps interrupting. It's just one of those two. It's just one of those two. And it's just like, it's so annoying. It's preventing me from making quality content. I don't understand what to do now. Now I'm just going to continue the video. Now. You see what I mean? Did you see what I got to deal with? Be right back. Okay, that explains it. Now, so, time to do a recap to the video. So, the the USJ incident is over. Deku is about to invite everyone to karaoke so they can all relax after what just happened. The entire class decides to go, and well, they have a good time. They notice that Deku is a god on the mic and can never be stopped. He will say every lyric perfectly, even if he doesn't know the song. And they're all confused, like, have you heard this song before? No. And it's just like, how do you know what the lyrics are and what the beats are and how fast it's gonna go? Why do you think I'm so good at fighting? Huh? Well, you see, music's always been something I've listened to. And after, years of listening to music, I've noticed the patterns. So I just applied that to fighting, and now I see the patterns in everyone's fighting style. So, yeah. Oh, that explains why he feels so at home here. So, literally, they're all enjoying having a good time. And then 4 people go up to Deku, Kirishima, Momo, Uraraka, and Jiro. They all ask if Deku could train them. I was a little bit surprised by this, because he was not expecting it. But he's just like, okay, girls, I'll train you guys just because. So now Deku is training the girls, and the girls are grateful for Deku training them, and they are always going to be grateful. So now, they all visit Deku's house, and they see Bakugo there, and they also see Incho there. It's like, I invited these two just because. And, well, we're going to where we're going to train. Let's run. 4 miles later. Everyone except Deku, Bakugo, and Incho are exhausted. Are we here yet? We're in the middle of the forest. No, we're not there yet. Then Deku reaches into his backpack and pulls out 7 resistance suits. What are these? They're resistance suits. What do? They make every movement you make difficult. It applies resistance to every single muscle in the body. Now, let's run the last mile. The last what? Mile. 500,000 feet. Deku said, 5... Yeah, my bad. They're all just like, can you repeat the last what? The last 5,852 feet, or at least that's how I think it is. But either way, we still have to go. And they do. Deku gets there, and then he turns to Bakugo. Bakugo, you have Kirishima. Incho, you have Uraraka. I have the last 2. But before we do that, we have to clean up this entire mess Deku sees. So we're going to be doing it for 3 hours a day, so make it count. So with the resistance students, everybody is lifting and pushing and pulling and just moving all the trash out the way. Now they have a good solid place, a good clean solid place to train. Then they see Kachan starting a fire and then putting a massive barrel with water in it. After a while, the water starts to boil. Then he calls Kirishima over. He tells Kirishima to wear this fire-resistant suit and harden your skin. I will shoot you with explosions. Kirishima barely has time to say what before Bakugo puts his hands into the water and shoots an explosion towards Kirishima. Kirishima's just like, what the hell, man? This will improve my explosions, and it will also improve your hardened skin. It's like, if that's the case, hit me again. And they literally just do that the entire time. But then in Incho's case, they started training like a while ago. And it's literally just Incho shooting fireballs, trying to expand the amount of flames you can do, breathing right. And while all of this is happening, Uraraka's in a massive ball spinning around, puking her lights out. And then gets back inside. This is supposed to build up her tolerance against the nostalgic side of her quirk. Then Deku splits up Jiro and Momo's training into two parts. Okay, so first he tells Jiro to go, not Jiro, Momo to go eat and create something at the same time. Then, until then, you, and then he looks towards Jiro. You are going to fight me. I'm gonna what? Fight me. Don't worry, I'm wearing the resistance suit, so I'm not gonna be able to hurt you as bad, but you're still gonna fight me. And so Deku is literally just fighting, what's it called? Jiro. Well, and Jiro's picking up a few tricks. And now even Jiro's learning how to see patterns, but she can rarely see them. Like, she can pick up on a couple things, but she can't do it to the level that Deku can do it. After a while, he tells Jiro to go to the wall and attack it with your ears. And she does, and then tells Momo to come over. He teaches Momo how to create some quirks and, some weapons, not quirks, some weapons, and how to use them. After a week, Momo has gotten an incredible boost in her arsenal. I mean, like, bow staffs, swords, katanas, throwing knives. He's throwing knives. He's in, yeah, smoke bombs, which you can also create, flashbangs, etc. Jiro has gotten better in hand-to-hand combat as well, and she can use, like, a knife. That's about it. Bakugo's explosions have gotten stronger, and so have Kirishima, and so has Kirishima's skin. Uraraka has gained some tolerance to her geology styles, and she can actually lift more weight when she's using her quirk. What I mean is, like, the limit of how much she can actually weigh, make lightless. It's 3 tons. Now she can go up to 4 tons. And Incho can actually has a more control on her quirk and actually has a stronger body. So they're working their quirks and their bodies at the same time. And then they just spar. They all just spar. They do this for about a week, and then they go back to school, only to find out that the sports festival is there, and Mr. Aizawa's arm is bandaged up, and has a little scar on under his right eye. Mr. Aizawa has suffered some damage to his quirk. Now he has to wait 2 seconds in order to use his quirk ever again, and what the heck was that? He better not come into my room. Okay, be right back. Back into the video. And so, like I was saying before, dude, I literally just said, don't come into my room or talk. Okay, so back to the videos like I'm trying to make. So he's literally just training all of them, and they go to school, and they see Mr. Aizawa's them, and so we just see a 3-week training montage. Is basically what I'm trying to do here, along with school. And these 7 are just jacked, not really jacked, but they're strong after this training. They've all have some muscle gains, and their limits on their quirks have decreased. And now to the sports J. Instead of Bakugo going up there, matter of fact, I'm tired of making Deku go up there. Deku was gonna go up there, but then he just turns to Bakugo and says, "Go up there." He's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yes, go." So Bakugo goes up there and he says, "I just want to say, odds are, Deku's gonna win." And he just gets off stage. And literally everyone just turned to Deku and was just like, I didn't tell him to say that. I thought he was gonna say he was gonna win, or something like that. Bakugo, you're way too generous. And so they're all about to run for the race, but then Deku is seen going back. Soon after, Bakugo, Insho, Kirishima, Jiro, Momo, and then finally Uraraka. They all notice something that the others didn't. Then they all start running. When everyone starts running, they're just still standing there. When everyone gets stuck, Deku smiles and says, "I knew it." Then that's when they all start running. Deku uses his bandages to swing right over the entire crew. Uraraka uses her quirk to float right through everyone. Kirishima bulldozes through the wall. Bakugo does an explosion. Jiro literally weaves through the people. And Momo just glides. She literally just glides right through. Then they all start running, catching up to what's it called? Todoroki with no problem. And yeah, they all go through the obstacles with relatively ease. Jiro is basically copying what Deku does. She makes some hooks just like Deku so he doesn't fall right over the side, so he can balance himself. And it's basically he attached some hooks to his scarf, and these hooks are made of the same metal as the robots. And he attaches the hooks to the rope he's getting on, and he just runs through. If he turns to one side, he can just pull on the hook to actually make himself balance again. And Jiro does the same thing. Other than that, everyone just flies right over. That's Kirishima. He literally just walks over. And then they just go through again and again. And then the minefield. So Jiro uses the same strategy as Deku did in canon. She just puts a big massive pile of mines and then just runs, explodes herself over. While Bakugo, Momo, Insho, and Bakugo, Momo, Insho, and there was one more. Uraraka, yeah, there we go. Just float right through. So then it's just Deku and Kirishima right there. Deku and Kirishima know exactly what's up. Deku and Kirishima use teamwork. Deku makes a puts his hands together and then bends his knees. Kirishima runs toward Deku, and then Deku throws Kirishima all the way. Throws Kirishima far. Kirishima then pulls on something he grabbed on Deku. It was his scarf, and then throws Deku all the way in front of him, where then Kirishima propels Deku even farther. Then Deku just pulls the scarf again, causing Kirishima to go like this. And they literally just do this the entire time. Like, they're making sure they don't hit the ground at all. They get through, and then they start running again. But Kirishima, who still had the scarf, pulls on Deku's scarf, causing him to fall back. And it's like, cheap trick. Deku just gets up, tightens the scarf, and runs back. And then continues to run. And then, well, Ensho gets first place because she used the Fire Phoenix to fly right over Todoroki, melting his ice. Bakugo gets second because he used explosions. Todoroki gets third. Deku's fourth, along with Uraraka and Momo, who have gotten fifth and sixth. And then Jiro and Kirishima, sixth and seventh. Did I forget someone? I don't think I did. But yeah, now for the cavalry battle, Deku is literally just... It's Deku, Jiro, Uraraka, and Kirishima. Their defense is Kirishima will dodge any projectile. Jiro will, Uraraka will make everything light, and Jiro's just there to, attack anyone who gets close on that side. After that, Deku uses his scarf to take other people's bandages. Not bandages. Headbands. After a while of collecting points, they just run around, because they've collected enough points to make sure that they actually have passed, even if they lose the 1 million point headband. They can make it, and they actually, what's it called? They actually pass at first place. And now, to the one-on-one fight. Deku and Insho are looking at each other. And Shinso. Deku knows that, some of the students have actually... What was it? Forfeited because of the mind control trick he pulled. Deku goes over without saying a single word to Shinso. Shinso is trying his hardest to make Deku speak. How he was lucky to be born with a heroic quirk. This and that, this and that. Deku goes all the way up to Shinso, looks him straight in the eyes and says, I never was born with an heroic quirk. But before he can get brainwashed, he punches Shinso so hard that he flies out the ring, causing him to lose. Deku then uses his scarf to pull in Shinso back into the ring as Shinso says, how are you immune to my quirk? Huh? I never really answered any of your questions. Huh? I just said something. Ignore. Deku, Shinso is confused. What do you mean? And you just said, what do you mean, didn't you? Deku pulls up his hair to expose that he is literally predicting everything this boy is saying. He is just covering his ears. So that means the criteria is not met. Shinso's like, you clever Deku says... Deku looks up to the stands with the narration. Mr. Aizawa only needed one look. Deku smiles and then says, I have a feeling your future's gonna be bright. Deku had a second intention in this US Sports Festival. Deku's been keeping a close eye on Class B and any of the sport classes, just so he can see if any of them actually deserve to be in the hero course. This task was given to him by Mr. Aizawa, and now he's fulfilling it to his best will. That look was all he needed to know that this boy was actually worthy to be inside the hero course. But he just needed to be a little bit more trained up. Deku tells Shinso to meet him after school in this address, which is basically his house. And then they continue on through this US Sports Festival. Deku versus Todoroki appears, and well, here's how it goes. Todoroki uses his ice immediately as what's it called? As Midnight says go. Deku blasts this easily. And Todoroki just keeps flying ice. You just keep throwing ice after ice after ice after ice after ice after ice. Deku is literally just moving, dodging, blocking. Don't matter. Todoroki can't lay a decent attack on Deku. Todoroki gets frustrated. How are you doing that? Deku smiles. You're limiting yourself. What? You're limiting yourself to only one part of your body, making your patterns so damn predictable. I could have done it with my eyes closed. I can beat you with my eyes closed. Why are you limiting yourself? Deku says. I refuse to acknowledge my father's power. Your father's power, Deku says. I've never heard of anything such stupid in my life. You have such an amazing gift, yet you don't use it because you think that if you do, you'll be giving in to the person and you hate the most? God damn, that's stupid. That's not his power. It's yours. Remember that. I'm quirkless. It'd be a blessing if I had a quirk. And it infuriates me that someone refuses to use their quirk just because of someone else's doing. Deku says that he runs towards Todoroki. Todoroki's not having it, and he uses more ice. And he goes, Deku yells out, "You're not gonna get me with the same trick twice!" Deku jumps right over the ice. And the only reason I said decent attack is because he actually managed to hit Deku once, but it was barely. And, well, Deku can now see it again. He jumps over the massive ice wall that Todoroki made, and Todoroki's like, shit, I'm screwed. Todoroki's now restrained, and Deku's about to kick his ass out the ring. When all of a sudden, Deku's bandages turn into a staff. Oh shit, Deku says. And if you guys are wondering why Deku's bandages turn into a staff, it's because Deku's bandages actually have a feature that if he touches the button that is in between, that is in the middle of the scarf, it heats up a healing coil in the entire scarf. And it has this piece of metal that when exposed to heat actually turns back into its original form, which in this case was a staff. Deku knew that this was going to be useful because if you wrapped it around Todoroki and then he started to use his fire side, he knew that the staff would turn back to normal. Knowing that Todoroki is about to use his fire side, Deku jumps back. But then he realizes, oh shit, this is a nice wall. Todoroki's fire side activates and he's about to shoot a fireball to Deku. When Deku uses his staff to hit Todoroki's left side, completely causing him to miss the shot. Then he turns around and destroys the ice wall, and this jumps back even further. Then the battle really begins. Todoroki is basically saying thank you to Deku for the realization that he gave him. And well, he kicks his ass so damn hard he bleeds flat. Not really. So Todoroki is using that massive attack he used in Canon. And, well, he completely dodges the ice pillars that he was gonna... That Todoroki sent somehow. Like, that attack was huge. And he goes, well, I'm just gonna whoop. Because there were cracks in between, Deku just falls right through the cracks and manages to dodge it. Then all the ice melts and he goes, oh shit, fire attack. Deku charges towards Todoroki, even though Todoroki is about to hit Deku with the full-on fire attack. Mr. Aizawa gets up and yells, Cementos! Build a wall between them. Cementos is already halfway done, like the wall, but Deku's fast enough where he goes right through the wall. Cementos is like, oh shit, he's dead. And, well, Todoroki fires his attack. As the dust clears, everyone thinks that Deku just died, but they see Todoroki out of the ring. Everyone is complete shock. How? When? Then we get to see a flashback of Deku. He was close enough that when Todoroki fired his attack, it missed him. Like, he was literally about to... Like, if he had gotten any closer to Todoroki, he would have kissed him. Like, I'm not even playing. That's how close he was. His hands Deku's hands were right behind his back. Then he reels his hands in forward as they smack into Todoroki's gut, causing him to fly backwards. And this is how Todoroki lost the fight to a quirkless boy with bandages. The entire arena erupts, cheering Deku's name. Endeavor, obviously pissed the fuck off that he lost to a quirkless boy. Everyone's wondering what this boy's quirk is, and Mr. Aizawa says he's quirkless, and their mouth just drops. They were surprised before, but now they're really surprised, like, Jesus. And then, well, Deku continues on to go to fights. All the fights go the same, except for, Deku's. So, Deku versus Sero is an obvious takedown. He literally just goes and kicks Sero in the gut before he could shoot out tape. Then he just punches, he keeps punching Sero in the gut. Sero grabs Deku in the face, and he throws his ass out to the freaking moon. No, playing no. Deku grabs Sero in the face and trips him onto the floor, causing him to fall right out the ring. Deku picks up Sero afterwards, saying, "Sorry, I kind of had to go poodle on you." I was like, "It's fine." But it hurt, though. So, Bakugo versus Momo versus Tokoyami goes a little bit different, though. Tokoyami is... Because Momo knows what Tokoyami's abilities are, Momo came prepared. Dark Shadow's about to attack Momo, but then Momo throws a little ball. Completely shocked about this, the Dark Shadow comes back, trying to see what it is. And all of a sudden, stun grenade. It literally shoots out a bright light, completely disabling Dark Shadow. Then a massive bow staff appears out of nowhere and hits, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Tokoyami. Out of the ring completely. Causing Momo to be the winner. So, the battle between Bakugo versus Uraraka is actually a much more fierce one, where Bakugo is much more aggressive against Uraraka, because he knows that she's strong. And, well, yeah. So, Bakugo goes up against the Uraraka, and Uraraka just taken down. Uraraka was so close to grabbing Bakugo, but him and his fast reflexes knocked her out of the ring. She was so close, too. She was about to get back up, but then she fell back to the floor. Bakugo versus Kirishima. Kirishima actually does a lot more damage to Bakugo than what Bakugo expected. Oh, shit. Kirishima literally kicks Bakugo in the face, and then gives him a couple more punches. But then Bakugo, knowing what Kirishima's... Because they were training against, Kirishima's actually resistant to Bakugo's explosions. And Bakugo is just like, enough of this! Bakugo used stun grenade to blind the Kirishima. Kirishima's caught off surprise when he literally is able to see again. He's out of the ring because Bakugo, roundhouse kicked his legs and then they shot an explosion, sending him flying out the ring. And then now, Deku versus Ida goes like this. Ida goes to kick Deku in the face. And he actually manages to do it. Ida grabs Deku by the shirt. Then he starts running him out of the arena. Deku smiles and goes, "So, you're really not taking any chances after our last fight." Deku literally grabs Ida by the shoulder, kicks him in his ankle, flipping Ida onto the floor. Then Ida grabs. I mean, no. Then he grabs Ida, causing him, and then pulling him up from the floor. After that, it's literally just a fight. Ida goes for a couple kicks, but Deku just dodges him and then attacks him in pinpoint spots. Eventually, Ida just hits the floor, and then everyone's confused with what just happened. Well, pinpoint spots. Deku was hitting pressure points. Ida hit the floor. He was able to get back up, barely, but he could not resist Deku when when he picked him up and threw him out of the ring. When Ida's able to move again, he goes up to Deku and says, "Congratulations, I wasn't expecting you to completely annihilate me. I wasn't expecting you to beat me," he goes. And then, well, they just go on in the normal day, kind of. Alright, so Deku's last fight. Before fighting in the last round. And well, Incho versus Deku. Incho run. No, wait, my bad. Deku runs up to Incho, knowing that if he does not clear up the gap now, he might not ever be able to. But Incho, expecting this, goes with a massive fireball appearing out of nowhere. The fireball then turns into a long line, and then eventually into a snake, as it charges Deku. Deku manages to dodge the first of all attacks, but then its fiery snake wraps around Deku. Deku wasn't expecting this, and as the snake is about to pick Deku up and throw him out the ring, Deku actually manages to kick a rock into what's it called? Incho's face. Incho falls backwards, and then Deku just barely falls back into the ring. Then he uses his scarf to pull Incho close. He kicks her in the feet, and then uses his scarf once again to swing her out of the match. After he does this, and he's declared the winner, he goes straight to Incho and goes, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to kick that rock into my face. Honestly, neither was I." After that, Deku goes up towards... After that, Deku versus Bakugo begins. Immediately, when Miss Night Eye says go, they walk to each other. Bakugo and Deku pull out an arm and grab onto each other's arms, you could say. Then they shake it real well. "I'm gonna win. In your wildest dreams," Bakugo says. As he literally goes, and then he takes off his shoes and his feet. His feet and... Oh my god, his shoes. Exposing his feet. "Oh wow, you're really going that serious?" "Damn right I am," Bakugo says. Bakugo uses his explosion in his feet to propel him towards Deku. Then he throws a couple explosions rapidly. Deku actually manages to dodge 2 of them, but the last one got to Deku. But it didn't do any damage because Deku actually has a tolerance against Bakugo's explosions, or heat in this case. Deku actually manages to throw a roundhouse kick at Bakugo, but Bakugo's reflexes are fast enough to where he dodged it, and he's about to throw a left-handed explosion, but Deku just does a spin and then kicks Bakugo in the gut. Bakugo was not expecting this, so he falls a little bit back. As Deku charges to him, and Bakugo picks up his feet, throwing 2 explosions, and then does a roundhouse kick while doing explosion. A smoke screen is in the air, and Bakugo uses this to his advantage. He runs towards Deku, or behind Deku, and goes, "Big Bang Explosion!" Deku, knowing Bakugo's voice and how deadly the attack he's about to use is, jumps in the air. It misses Deku, but barely. Literally half the arena is gone. Deku literally just looks up towards Bakugo and is like, "Are you trying to kill me? I'm taking this fight seriously, remember?" Bakugo says as he throws an explosion towards from his feet again. Then he just throws a couple more explosions rapidly towards Deku. Deku dodges some of them, but most of them get through. Deku is on the floor with broken bandages. Jesus, in this limited space, I don't have the power or the ability to dodge any of his attacks. You like my idea, don't you? I knew you were gonna dodge the Big Bang explosion, so I used it to destroy half the arena, limiting your space. Now you don't have any time to react fast enough. He says as he is about to throw another explosion towards Deku. It's all over! A massive rush of energy appears out of nowhere. Bakugo is a complete shock. He wasn't expecting Deku to go into first gear. As Deku appears right behind Bakugo, Bakugo is about to throw his nine explosions, but Deku punches Bakugo in the gut. And because of the limited space and the absolute surprise this came in, Bakugo is sent flying out of the ring. Deku falls to one knee. Between the damage he has taken from Bakugo and from his fourth gear technique, he's a little bit exhausted. Jesus, I wasn't expecting Bakugo to be right. I won. He says. Deku literally got first place in a tournament while he's quirkless. This is incredible. No one's ever seen this ever before. And well, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. If you guys really enjoyed it to watch more, hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments or anything you'd like to say to me, I usually respond to everything that people send to me. So you can just literally just go right in the comment section. I'll get it. Don't worry. And well, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.